to another episode of the God is a Geek podcast. My name is Christopher White, and joining me this week, it's been a while since I've spoke to them, but it's Mr. Adam Cook. How are you doing?
Yo, that's my new thing.
I like it.
Did it work?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a hip millennial.
You are
type thing.
Cool.
Yo, Chris, my man. All right. How are you doing? Are you well?
Yeah, blood. Yeah, fam. You get me? Yeah. Fam.
I asked you a question. Oh, you answered it, actually. Sorry, that's how rude. You all right, Chris?
Yeah, I can't believe I managed to get a fam into a... Anyway.
You did well.
I'm proud of myself. Also joining me is Nicola. How are you doing?
I'm very well. I've got a cup of tea. I'm not trying to be all like... down when the kids are out.
No,
I'm here with a cup
the
of
true
chai.
Millennials drink tea. Is it fancy tea?
No.
Like, is it some special? Oh, it's okay.
It's Yorkshire.
PG tips or?
It's chuffing Yorkshire
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
tea, man.
Jesus, I'm sorry. Of course, sorry. Can't believe I suggested you drink that
How
swill.
very dare you?
Although, if PG Tips did want to sponsor a podcast about games for some reason, we can talk.
You never know.
Yorkshire tea are quite up on the old social media, so, you know.
Yeah.
I'll be happy if they sent me a box. I won't complain.
Yeah, I might.
Just tweet them. Everyone tweet them and sell them to. See what happens.
Okay.
Nothing,
Yeah,
probably,
do it.
but it's worth a go.
Nout.
It'll kill
Fingers
5
crossed.
minutes.
So games.
Games?
Again, it's actually, do you know what? It's not a bad week because I got to play Tacoma, so I'm happy.
Yep.
There's also been quite a few other games. There's been some betas, some new characters in some games that we love and whatnot. So, Nick, what have you been playing?
I'm
coming to you again.
I knew you were going to do it because you know that I get flustered.
I know. I like it.
I don't like being on the back foot, Chris. I don't like it.
Go on.
Right, what have I been playing? Well,
You've been playing all sorts.
I have. I've had a very unsuccessful week in streaming, haven't I? Because I tried a couple of times to stream for the Geek and it's not worked. First one was I wanted to show off my Elite Pro skills, asterisks, might not be Elite Pro, with Doomfist, because he's been released in Overwatch.
Yep.
Have you tried him yet? Have you had a go with him?
I haven't had a chance, no.
I haven't. I've seen children trying him a lot. They bounced off him, actually.
He's a tricky.
I thought,
he's a tricky bugger.
Well, I thought new characters, the kids would be all over him, and they've not been. They've not really not been.
He's got a bit of a steep learning curve. I'm the same with Sombra. I still haven't got to grips with Sombra. I keep trying her.
See, George likes Sombra. I should say George is my 10-year-old, by the way.
Right.
For those listening who don't know. He loves Sombra.
Pro Overwatch player, no doubt.
I mean, it's not... I mean, scary.
Yeah, it's frightening.
It's so old.
What was I saying? Oh, Doomfist, right, yes. So, there's a specific playlist where you can play with Doomfist, which is just 5 or 6. 6.
What, Doomfist?
6 Doomfists v another 6 Doomfists, and it's an elimination game. So once you're dead, you're dead. So I've had a go on that, and the first couple of goes, I didn't have a clue and was just getting annihilated. And then I sort of got into a flow with him, and then I've been back into quick play, and he is a character that's taken almost immediately. But I have had a couple of goes with him. I'm terrible. I'm really terrible. There's a bit of a learning curve with him because he hasn't really got a ranged attack at all. He can fire a little bit, but it's got quite, I think it's got like maybe 5 rounds that he fires from his knuckles. But
it's like a weird shotgun, isn't it?
I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's like some weird darts.
It reminds me a bit of Torbjorn's. Torbjorn's alt fire, is it? The alt fire, the sort of wide, the shot, because he's got a weird shotgunny pistol, hasn't he? Yeah. And it's like a wide. It's weird, like you say, darts. It's weird, isn't it?
Darts. Anywho, I just keep kind of charging into trouble and then not really doing very much with him, because it seems to be a weird combination of doing that sort of charge dash, which can eliminate if you land it, it will eliminate them. It'll take all 100 health off or whatever, whatever it is. But then you've also got like a ground pound and like an uppercut.
Yep.
So you've kind of got to juggle those with the L1 and the R1 on the old PS4 controller, left bumper, right bumper on the Xbox. No idea on the PC.
Right.
You've got to kind of juggle it a little bit, and they've all got cooldowns on them. So I often get in there and find out that I've already spunked my uppercut, dicking about before I charged in, and I'm there.
You've got nothing left in the tank.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a bit rubbish with him, to be fair. So, yeah, and I tried streaming, but the stream cacked up. I think they were doing some maintenance on it or something. It completely screwed it up, and then I couldn't launch into a game, and it was just a mess. So, yeah, I've tried him a few times. I'm not sure about him. I think that once the initial blush of excitement that everybody has, because, you know, it's a new character, once I've got a bit more time to just play around with him, you know, because I'm not madly dashing to get him before somebody else takes him. You know, when there's a bit less pressure to get hold of him, I think I'm going to have a go with him. Because, like most characters, when people play very well with them, he's a beast. He's an absolute beast.
But is Farah just not an absolute counter to him?
Yeah.
Get up in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know they're both attack characters, but I mean, Farah seems the most obvious counter, or perhaps Tracer.
Yeah, I guess
because he's not. He's
Tracer's because she's
is he quick or slow to move?
He's quite slow to move.
Right.
I mean, anybody with distance really can take him out.
Yeah, I suppose you could snipe him.
McCree,
he's got big hitboxes, hasn't he?
Yeah, McCree. I mean, I've sniped. I've gone as Widow. And I've sniped and killed him. I've been killed by a McCree with a couple of shots, you know, a couple of headshots with his 6-shooter.
Is he a bit like Winston, Nick, in that his kind of jumping in moves are less about... I know they can kill, and I know they do enough damage to pretty much finish most people off if they take them shot to, but his... You know how with Winston, a lot of it is kind of the fear you instill when leaping in, this massive thing. Yeah,
I mean... Kind of, actually. I didn't really think of that. But with Winston, you can kind of launch in, can't you? And then you press the RT or the right trigger, and you've got his plasma gun or whatever it is. So you've got a primary fire, haven't you? With
you
Doomfist,
kind of scare people out. You freak people out.
Yeah, with Doomfist, you don't really have a primary fire, but it's like 5 quick shots from this dart thing, and then it has to reload or cool down, and it takes some time, and unfortunately you're kind of just there in the middle then, and especially if you've spunked your uppercut and your ground pound at that point, you're there waiting for everything to cool down, just sort of there going, I imagine, right? I've made a terrible mistake.
If you've got a good mercy buffing and healing you, I'd imagine he's pretty good.
Yeah, and very much like Orisa. See, I really like playing Orisa, but she's absolutely useless if there isn't a healer on her, because she's paper thin for a tank. She's paper thin
and slow, isn't she?
And
as well?
Slow to turn. I mean, you get a Tracer. And you're Orisa, you're dead. You're dead with Tracer. It's just ridiculous because you just cannot turn quick enough to damage her.
Do you think it's interesting? I do think it's interesting because this is a game I always loved because it's a team game, because team composition matters, and then they've obviously introduced the sort of... I mean, it's deathmatch, isn't it? Like you said, the mode where you get to try out Doomfist is 6v6. It's deathmatch elimination. So you get this core fan base that love your game, love the teamwork, love the coordination, love the team composition, and then you introduce that deathmatch kind of thing that maybe gets people thinking another way about the game again.
I don't know. I mean, it's in the arcade section, so there's lots of different game modes in arcade.
Yeah, there's a lot in there.
And my favourite one is Mystery Heroes in arcade.
Yeah, we like that one.
So I don't know. I mean,
that's become a meme amongst the kids, by the way.
What?
I don't know if it's made it to the internet because I haven't kept up with it, but that Mystery Heroes thing's become like a local meme where they all think Symmetra's shit and take the mickey out of each other if they...
Symmetra's shit? Are they drunk? Well, obviously not because they're kids, but...
No, well, I hope not.
Symmetra's
but they think she's shit and like they joke at each other. Ha, you got Symmetra. And it's kind of like, ha, you love Symmetra, you love Symmetra. It's like, bloody hell. I don't know whether to step in. This is like, hang on, lads. Let's just
Symmetra's like a battle Symmetra. Tell you what, she's a friggin' menace.
Oh yeah.
On competitive, she is almost certainly a pick now for defense.
I mean, if nothing else, to get you back. You know what I mean? The teleporter and stuff. Symmetra's. I've never mastered Symmetra.
She is a
wow.
beast, Adam.
I've played with you as Symmetra, and you are good as Symmetra.
Yeah.
It's one character I've Symmetra and McCree, for some reason, are two characters I've never got on with, but I've seen Symmetras.
Yeah, see,
great.
I don't play many of the assault characters at all, and Doomfist fits in that assault section. I tend to stick with the support characters and the tanks.
Tanks, yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, I'm predominantly a healer because no bugger will take healer. And,
that's my favourite class, yeah.
And I'm a Zenyatta main at the moment.
Zen's great still. I like Zen.
So, yeah, Symmetra is an absolute beast. She is... A good Symmetra is a pain in the arse to play against.
Yep. It's like when the kids first got into it, and it was like, it reminded me of when we first played it when it came out, and it reminded me of Dan. Fucking May!
Yeah.
And the kids weren't obviously quite saying that, but like, oh God, May, go away! And I stopped my youngest her and was like, the thing is, I know you're cross, but that's a good May, because a good May winds you up like no tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I love it. Oh God, Overwatch is amazing.
It is amazing.
Oh.
We need to get back on it. Maybe a multiplayer.
We do.
For Overwatch.
Maybe I'll clone myself. And if we all clone ourselves, we can just have those 3 clones playing Overwatch 24/7 on streams.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, man. Yeah, so elsewhere, we've kind of, I think probably the main release of the week is Tacoma.
The banner release, yes.
Yeah, and it is, well, it's pretty bloody good. I think we've got a few things to say about it. I know you have, Adam, and we'll do it here. So, for me, I really enjoyed it. I think the story was really well written, and again, it's like Gone Home. The story's about the journey, and it's about the things you read when you're on your way, and this game really kind of nails that, I think. So you are essentially sent to the space station Tacoma to investigate what happened there, and you work for a company called Venturis, and you basically have to pop your kind of like hard drive into each of the different sections of the station. So there's like a biomedical one, an engineering section, and a personnel. And when you kind of plug your hard drive in, it goes from 0 to 100%. So it takes time to download all the AI data. And whilst that's happening, you get to explore all of these areas. So along your way, you'll find notes around in paper form or in electronic form. You'll find items. You can explore the bookshelves or the like board games or whatever there is there. And the way you find out more about the actual story and what happened, because basically what's happened is the hull of the station's been ruptured by something, and it's letting all the oxygen out, so they don't have very long to live. And these things called AR recordings are they pop up at certain points, and you can play them, and it'll play out the characters what happened at that point, except the characters will be like coloured silhouettes depending on what area of the ship they worked on. And you basically get to watch them interact with each other and what happened, and it'll be spread across quite a big area. So you'll play the memory, and you'll be focusing on these 2 characters, and someone else is talking to them, and they'll walk off and start talking to someone else, but you're still focused on the 2 people there. If you then rewind it back, you can then play it and then follow the other person that left, and then what happened to them. So you get to find out a lot about these people. And I think one of the greatest things for me was how it's focusing on lots of people as opposed to the one girl in Gone Home. I suppose it kind of focuses on her family, but again, they're all kind of main characters, because at the start you assume that Evie, the kind of the captain or whatever, is the main character, but they all turn out to play kind of a pivotal role in about it. And it's just, apart from a kind of a bit of a flat ending, I think the story was like really well written. I mean, you enjoyed the story, didn't you, Adam?
I did enjoy the game, like full stop. I if I was in the cold hard light of day, if I was writing a review and putting a score on it, it wouldn't be as high as yours. But that's fine because that's what our opinions are all about. I think I would have enjoyed it more had I not played What Remains of Edith Finch this year, which I think kind of takes that genre and elevated the whole thing. Because what a lot of those games, even something like Rapture, everyone's gone to Rapture. What games like that amount to is that we call them wander games because you are wandering around while the story is given out to you via mostly audio logs and some environmental storytelling. And I think Tacoma is very much like it's really good at environmental storytelling. Like they know what they're doing. But I think Edith Finch is so clever because it's still the same genre, but it manages to treat you as the player differently because its entire runtime, every character you learn about, it's told to you in a different gameplay style. Yes. So, I'm thinking of, and I'll be vague, but Nick, have you played What Remains of Edith Finch?
No, I haven't, not yet.
Okay. People who played it, and Chris, obviously, if I say like the fish scene, like that, the way that scene develops is mechanically different to say, I walked to this point and heard an audio log, then I walked to the next point and heard an audio log. In the same way that Firewatch was like the dialogue was you reacting, it was like you get to choose the story, sort of, and explore. I think games like Firewatch and Edith Finch take this genre to, I think, a new plateau, which isn't to say because I think Tacoma is one of the best environmental stories. I mean, Edith Finch is just, wow, that game's just fucking incredible. Like it's but no, I did enjoy it. I think some of the stuff in Tacoma is more on the nose than I would have expected. But like I said this in the video chat, and I'm going to sort of repeat myself here, that I think it's too early to be discussing some of those feelings on a podcast. But I feel like some of the subtleties that were in Gone Home are slightly replaced by being a bit more on the nose. And I'm not sure why. And it's also structurally less free. It's structurally more, it's more gamey, really. Like, structurally it is more like, right, you have to go here, complete this objective, then do that again in the next two areas, and then you're going to get the resolution. And it's a bit more structurally linear, which I don't mind at all. Like, it was kind of nice in a way to know, like, I can see now roughly how much game I've got to play, and that's fine. But I liked it a lot. I thought it's a really cool game. I liked the environment. I liked investigating. I liked learning. I liked looking for a key to unlock a door. Sounds silly, but I like that stuff.
No, you're right. They kind of do that really well, and there's not a lot of puzzles, and there doesn't really need to be because it's not that kind of game. Yeah. But they're kind of, and I say in my review that they're kind of layered a bit. It's not just you find a code and unlock a door. You have to, I think there's one point where you find a code that then unlocks your locker.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
Open your locker, find a key. You take your key to a drawer, and then you find something, which basically is nothing to help you progress. In the game. It's just a nice kind of bit of backstory, and like, I don't know about you, but when I first started, I felt there was a lot. I was getting given a lot of information, and I was they let thinking, am I ever going to kind of?
They let you learn. It's very well done. Like, when you first realise how you get through a door with a keypad on it, I think it's very smart, very clever, and it is a bit of a eureka moment. Like, it's a very, very cool game, very clever game. Like I say, I don't think it breaks the glass ceiling. I don't think it breaks any molds. I think it's just a very good game. Yeah, I mean,
they've clearly got it right at Fullbright.
Totally.
They know exactly how to tell a good story, and it is good. It depends. It's hard not to compare it to Gone Home because it's from the same studio, but it is quite a different game.
Yeah, no, definitely.
In terms of, they do use items and stuff from the environment, but they also take it a whole step further with the AR desktops.
Yeah.
Each individual character has their own kind of virtual desktop, which you can then look at like old photographs from when they were back on Earth, or conversations they have with the crew from the start, and then as you get close to the end, the conversations change in certain ways, and it's just a really, really good way of telling a story. And it's really good fun. So check out the review if you want to know a bit more.
Yeah.
But I would definitely suggest, if you're a fan of that kind of genre, it's up there with the kind of the best. But I hadn't even thought about Edith Finch until you just mentioned it. Like, I forgot that was out this year. And
it was, wasn't it? It was this year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a couple of months ago. That was just, oh man, I need to play that again.
See, I don't know that I want to. It is profound, but it's one of the, again. I feel similar with a lot of these kind of games. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'd read a book again. Like, if a book, like, I think of the books that affected me, in my youth. Like, I had a strange eclectic reading taste as a child, like Torture Garden, Go Ask Alice. 1984. I'm not sure, even Sartre's Nausea. That I never actually finished that book. That was some fucking heavy reading. But I don't think I would ever read them again. And I feel a lot similar about games that the thing is the story, unless it's like we'll play through it again because it's a completely different ending. I feel like I would start to unpick the seams if I played it too much. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think there are certain games which are very much like that, but I've played over and over and over again. Like, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, I must have played through about 6 times.
See, that's once for me, and that moment where that bit of music plays when you're in the camp.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, fuck. I just think about another one, The Last of Us. I know it's slightly different.
See, that's got more action to it, though, isn't it? That's the thing.
I can play, but there's certain games where they're never going to change. The story's never going to change, but you just keep playing.
No, but the gameplay's more dynamic with those, isn't it? Like The Last of Us, the difference between a body shot and a headshot.
Yeah.
Where same with Uncharted, whereas the story might stay the same. But with a game that is like a Wonder game, like the story's not going to change. And it's like, I remember the first when do you remember when The Walking Dead season 1 and like that was Telltale's massive hit, and I think once people loved that so much, and I was just saying I played it again, and once you did that, you start to see the seams of it all pick apart, and you realise how it doesn't actually matter, and that I think that was the moment where I was like, what? If I really loved a story and it felt complete and I felt affected by it and I felt like it was profound in any way, that's good enough for me. But if you want to play it again, go for it. You know what I mean? Just personally speaking. Yeah,
completely. Telltale, especially because you've made that story. Your decisions are your own. I wouldn't want to make different decisions and see how it ended differently, because I lived that story with the choices I made. So Tacoma. Give it a
go. Definitely play it.
So there was a beta for Lawbreakers as well, which Nick, again the streaming didn't work, didn't happen. Mm-hmm. However, you did get to play it. So so this has been. I mean, I remember when Stubbsy covered an event for this.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
God knows when.
They flew him out to.
That was when it was just PC, wasn't it? PS4.
I think that was the first gameplay reveal. That was where was that? That was somewhere in America. That was not the usual place.
It was, because I remember. Because did he not interview Cliff as well?
He did. Yeah, he did. You're right. Yeah, bloody hell, good memory.
But yeah, how is it? Because I'm kind of keen on it, but I don't know whether
I kind of like it. I kind of liked what I played. I have some reservations about it. I'm just a bit anxious that it might be a bit empty.
Oh dear.
Okay.
In that
like Fortnite.
Everybody. You what? Sorry.
Empty like Fortnite.
Don't start me on Fortnite.
No, sorry, my
bad. Just in the same way that. Like Titanfall, the original game of Titanfall, it plays brilliantly and it's an amazing online game. But there's something missing from it, and I think part of that was the sort of, the constant feeling of progression that the likes of Call of Duty give you. That was missing from Titanfall, and I think that was what was missing from Titanfall, the original game. Now, Lawbreakers isn't a Call of Duty type game at all. It's an arena shooter. It's very, very, very Unreal Tournament, which I like.
Right.
It's super fast. I really, really like the 0G sections of the map. Really like that a lot, because that just adds a real dynamism. You know what I mean?
That's the one.
To the map, because you're not only looking, you're not only watching your corners. You've got to watch what's above you, or if you're up in the air, what's below you, and you kind of like spinning around all over the place trying to shoot. There seems to be, I know he's made a big thing, Cliffy B, of, we've got 16 heroes or whatever, we've got 16 characters, I don't even know what he calls them. But essentially there's only 8 classes, which again, I feel a little bit like, is there enough there? There's only 2 that I got to grips with over the course of the beta, and I felt like I was pooning. A few of the others I haven't quite got to grips with yet, but they all play very differently. They're structured in a similar way in that our map to the left bumper will be like a speed boost. So one of the characters I like, which is Wraith, or the Wraith class rather, you press the left bumper and you kind of do a slide, sort of running slide along the floor. That's your sort of speed boost. And the other one that I like was the Vanguard, and she's got like a rocket pack on her back, and she flies like a jet plane around the map. She's really cool. Swift, and I kind of like that. And then there's like another power map to your right bumper, which varies. It might be a grenade, or in the case of Wraith, it's like a projectile which you can kind of put in the ground, and after a period of time it explodes, so you can kind of put it on objective points and what have you. And then after a while you then build up like a special meter, like an ultimate power, if you like, and that's mapped to like the triangle button on PS4. I didn't really use them that much actually, because I was just enjoying shooting folk, because the guns are all nice. It's very tight gameplay. Few game modes. I'm assuming that's not all of the game modes that are going to be in the game, otherwise it's going to be definitely too light. And then I guess the only other thing is it's got, originally it was going to be a free-to-play game, wasn't it? And, Cliffy B was making all these noises about, free-to-play is the way to go, and, AAA and premium titles, they're all the thing of the past. And he sort of scaled back on that now, hasn't he? And I think it's going to be a cheaper game. So it's not going to be like a full price game, sort of 40, £50 game. I believe it's going to be less than that, £25-30. And then the sort of loot box thing that he's got going on, I believe that the aim is that is then going to pay for new content. Now, I may be making this up, but I think that was the model that he was going for. So it's a kind of hybrid. So slightly cheaper to buy the game. So it is a bought game, but the loot box stuff, presumably if people buy it, a bit like Overwatch, I guess. People buy those loot boxes and then it funds the free updates that we get, like the Doomfist character and new maps and what have you. I think that's the route that this is going to be going down as well, but I don't know if the customization stuff is enough. It's not like you've got pretty skins. Wait, there are some pretty skins, but I don't know.
Why play Lawbreakers when Overwatch is out there?
Well, it's a different game. It plays very differently. So, in terms of movement
I say just play
style,
Titanfall.
Yeah, in terms of movement style, I guess it's a bit more like Titanfall.
Might be more people playing that this week, by the way, because they just released Ultimate Edition, didn't they?
Yeah, they have.
It won't matter. It's dead.
And it's on EA Play as well. EA Access even.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about Titanfall. Sorry, I've been thinking about Titanfall. I dreamt about Titanfall 2 last night. Why? I haven't played it in months.
Upset about Titanfall, Adam.
But I dreamt about it. I was wall running and using the grapple hook, and I jumped to the Titan, and then I woke up and I thought, the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you dreaming about a game you haven't played in about 3 months?
No,
more. When was it out?
I
last year?
played that recently as well because the Frontier Defence.
That's what I think it is. I saw that in a video and I thought,
So yeah, I kind of like Lawbreakers. I'm keen to play some more. Definitely. I mean, I don't know. I have a feel. I feel about it that it might go the way of Titanfall.
Well,
in that it plays very well. The shooting's really tight.
Yeah,
it's a bit dude bro. It is
quiet,
a bit dude
isn't
bro.
It? Like, not many people talking about it, are they?
No. Well, the actual fact that it's coming to PS4 hasn't been really trumpeted because I know a few of my friends who were like, "Oh, is that on PS4 as well? I thought it was PC only," and I'm like, "No, it's PS4." But the PS4 announcement was only made very recently, wasn't it? Within the last 4 or 5 months. It's not been that long. Because there's also a suggestion that that it might come to Xbox as well, but it depends on how well it does on PS4.
I mean, if I were him and I were making that game, I'd want it available on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, too right.
Again,
anywhere I could sell it, I'd want it to be sellable. He's only a
small studio, isn't he? And it's his first game and this, that and the other. I think that it will probably do well. Like I said, in terms of what matters, i.e. the shooting and the movement, it's really fun. It's really fun. The guns have got weight. You know, it's got some really cool moves. You know, if you get close, you've got a gun and then also like a kind of melee weapon, like a knife or whatever. So you can kind of melee them, but also you can boot them as well. So there's 2 different melee types, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
And I like hoofing folk in the face. I quite like that. I know
you do. Like drop kicking them and all.
I do like hoofing them.
What kind of game modes are they then? Is it just like standard deathmatch?
Yeah,
or...
well, no, they're all objective. Well, look, I played only objective mode, so there's like one like a kind of domination mode, where there's 3 points that you've got to capture, but it's like a single round. So once you've captured A, that's it, locked. Then the other team can't come and steal it. So it's about scrambling and capturing them as quickly as possible, and then that round's finished, and whoever got 2 out of the 3 scores a point, up to a maximum. I think it's like 9 points or something. Then there's like one, which I guess is like kind of basketball, where there's a ball in the middle, and you've got to all dash to the middle, capture the ball, and then take it to the base and kind of score a goal with that. And then there's another one where you steal a battery. So there's a battery in the middle, and you steal the battery and you take it back to your base, and you have to protect it on you. It's like a kind of capture the flag kind of thing, but the battery has to charge, so you're charging it on your base, which takes quite a while to do, like a couple of minutes, and the other team can come and steal it from your base. So you can get it to 100%. You get it to 100%, and then you've got like 20 seconds for it to then score the point for you, and the other team can steal it in that time. So that's quite a bit tug of war-y. That's quite a good mode. In fact, that's probably the best mode, to be fair. The basketball or football mode, I don't know whether people didn't know what they were doing, but I just would go to the middle. Everybody else is dicking about. I'd take the ball and nobody'd follow me. I was just scoring goals for fun while everybody else was dicking about shooting. I was like, well, if you don't know how to play the objective, mate. So I didn't much like the sort of domination-y mode, because it was just, I don't know if I like the fact that it's a single round thing. So once it's taken, it's taken. I don't know. That one I didn't enjoy quite so much, but yeah.
Yeah, it's looking kind of promising then.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cool. Well, if you've been following any of our 15 minutes a game videos, or if you've been on the site over the last couple of days, you'd have seen something about a game called Hello Neighbour, which me and Adam have been playing on the PC, and it's pretty weird, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I've actually just got through, I think, perhaps our next game, a code for our next game. Obviously, it got us a geek. We get sent through, game codes to review, and I've just had this email. I mean, I don't normally look at them when I'm on podcasting, but I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode, and it caught me by surprise. Came up on my phone, and it's a game called Baby Breastfeed. 99 cents on iPhone. We would like to ask you to review our app, Baby Breastfeed, the breastfeeding app. Apparently, both mama and baby benefit from breastfeeding, but it can be hard work. It just can. I've seen it. We want to support all mothers and their babies by making life a bit easier when breastfeeding and tracking everything. So there's our next 15 minutes of game. But yeah, Hello Neighbour is an interesting game. We're playing like the beta. It's kind of the beta version. It's not finished. It's out at the end of this month, August. I think it's out later this month. It's kind of... It feels a little bit like it's been designed for... Well, actually, I mean, I've done it. I've done the video that's very much... It's genuine, like I'm not acting, like it did make me jump. But it's designed, I think, for YouTube reactions and stuff. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still reading the email about the breast.
Yeah.
The breast app is just... yeah.
iOS,
bizarre.
you know, it's a bit of a minefield. But don't you think it's been designed a little bit with YouTubers in mind?
Oh, yeah, totally.
I mean, the idea is that you...
I'm sure...
infiltrate. I mean, you're a bastard, aren't you? You're a little kid, not you, Chris. I mean, in the game. Sorry, Chris. In the game, you're a little shit. Like, there's. I mean, again, I don't know if there will be more narrative explanation.
I don't think there needs to be. I think the main draw is just the gameplay, and it's still early days, but it is. There's something about it. Once you keep
the art style helps.
Oh, it's
Pixar
so good,
again,
yeah.
It's that Pixar. Why don't more games do that? Like, that is such an easy win to have an art style that makes you sort of go, "Oh, that's lovely."
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it is. And it's just weird.
It's very weird,
but it's very smart, and it basically as you said, you seem to be a little kid because you've got
little cut-offs,
little shorts on, and your little shoes. And you're watching this fella across the road in like an Argyle sweater and a big moustache.
He looks evil. To be fair, like he does look evil.
He looks pretty
like
odd,
the bloke that when you were a little kiddie playing football, you'd say, "Oh, there's old man Jenkins. Keep away from his house. He does dark things down in the basement." You know what I mean? He does look like he's probably.
He reminds me of
go on.
The bloke from Stanley Tucci from Lovely Bones as well. He's just like keeps to himself, and he's got something hidden.
He's
in the
probably
basement.
a nice bloke. That you're just a terrorizing little kid. Terrorising little kid.
I never managed to get into the basement.
No, I mean, Christ, it's not easy.
I kept going, and I don't know what's down there, but basically it adapts. The AI adapts to how you play. So your goal is to get into the basement, and there's a door that's locked, and it's pretty much close to the
What does the house... I can't place what the house reminds me of. I nearly said Up, but it's not. What does that house remind you of? The way it's all... It's fucking Edith Finch.
I don't know. Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of. It's the house from Edith Finch. Like, it's all like constantly...
Like 4 or 5
they just keep extending it in weird ways. Like, now he's got like a shipping container attached to the top right of the house because he need... Yeah, that's what it is. It's Edith Finch. Yeah, sorry. But the idea is to get into the basement, which is locked.
Yeah, and you can go in any way you want. He's always kind of lurking around. If you keep going in the front way, he will start to notice that, and he will probably place a trap. He puts
bear traps down. You're a small little child, so he's not innocent in this.
Yeah, bear traps. He puts a CCTV system in as well, so that if you stumble, if you then go through that door, even though there's a bear trap, the camera will instantly pick you up and make a sound. And
I don't know if this is how the final game will be, because it's a little bit. It is very beta, like he catches you and you just start again. But the progress is saved. Like if you left a banana skin there, it's still there. So in that way, like by the time he lays these bear traps at the front door, he's done like 6 times he's ejected you, and it's like, well, look, he has given fair warning.
Yeah, because you don't know what he's doing across there. He might just be living his normal life, but you're just being like a bloody trespasser.
Yep.
So yeah, he's got a right to try and break your legs. maybe not. But it is quite clever in the way you can like then outsmart him by turning off the electrics in his house, so that'll then power down the CCTV, and you can try and sneak in the front door. But even when you get inside, there's things that it'll do, like block a door with a chair, or it might not block the door, but it'll take you longer to try and escape through it. And obviously he's lurking around the house, and he does kind of get used to your patterns. So when he kind of finds you, there's this weird noise and the screen kind of shakes, and he'll run at you and grab you and take you outside. So it's got elements of stealth, but it's also got elements of like survival horror, and like the kind of feeling, probably not scary, but when you're in Alien Isolation and you know that he's somewhere, you don't quite know where he is, and then all of a sudden he's there and he grabs you. It's just quite a little smart game, and it's, as I say, it's in the early access now, but it could be quite. I think
it's coming
cool
to
game
Xbox. I want to say it's Xbox or PS4. Right. It's definitely coming to one of them.
I think it's Xbox. Yeah,
it's a cool game. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yes, sneaking into houses, but and escaping. We've also been playing games where you escape, and that's the Escapists 2, Nick.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're right.
I've been playing it in preview. I kind of like it.
Is it what's different? Like, because the first game didn't seem like a game to iterate upon.
I haven't played the first game.
I thought you had. I thought you liked the first one.
No, I played
you played the Walking Dead
version of it, which I actually really liked.
Yeah, that's right.
I did really enjoy it. It's pretty much that. I can't see that there's anything different. Yeah, I mean, it's just
because I liked the first game. I just don't see how they would iterate upon it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really see. I mean, like I say, I haven't played the first one. I've played the Walking Dead version of it.
Yeah.
I haven't played too much. I'm on the first prison, and I'm just kind of getting to grips with it because I'm playing it on PC. And as you know, I'm not the best at PC gaming. So I'm just trying to get used to all the key strokes and stuff at the moment because there's quite a lot of them and they're not quite.
I'm surprised you haven't just plugged your Xbox pad in, to be honest.
Well, I might still do that, but no, I'm soldering on. I'm soldering on, Adam.
Fair. You are a warrior.
With the keyboard. Yep, I'm soldering on with it. Yeah, I mean, it's more Escapists, to be fair. From what I've seen so far, it's more Escapists. One thing I have noticed, though, which I'm kind of confused by, there are lots of inmates who seem to be YouTube people.
Oh, God. No, stop doing this, people. Stop doing that.
And I don't get it.
Who are they?
Get it.
Can I guess?
I'm pretty... Yeah, go for it.
Jacksepticeye.
Yep.
PewDiePie's perhaps a bit too big.
No, I haven't seen Pewds.
This is just so they play it, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure Pro Syndicate's in there. That Belendu.
I don't... Oh, isn't he the one who got done?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good look.
I don't know. I might have made that up because I may have got confused with... Because he's been moaning recently about stream snipers on... Battlegrounds. What? So maybe that I've got in my head. Anywho, yeah, I don't really get it. There's a few I was playing it, and obviously when you go past an inmate, you can see what they're called, and you can click on them, and they might have a quest for you. Like a.
But they're not voiced,
favor.
Right?
Pardon? No.
Okay,
no.
That would be new. That would be something new for this game.
No, it's all text.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a few of them, like I've just done a double take going, are they in my game or are they just characters?
Maybe it is maybe it is Pro Syndicate and it's like a you know what I mean, because he's in prison, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean he's not, but he is in the game.
Do you know, I'm gonna have to double check now because I could be completely lying. Jacksepticeye's definitely in it.
Maybe it's quite clever and it's like, this is what happens, kids. Do you know what I mean?
I'll have to check if that T Martin's in there as well.
That's the one. Has it got morgues in it? Is there morgues?
Do you know? I don't know. I can't
remember. He's the one who I caught my kids watching, and he's like, "Oh, the best thing I ever did was leave school early." Like, you are not fucking watching that, son. Well, I didn't swear again. That was. Move on. Carry on.
So, yeah, it's more Escapists.
Fair
really.
Enough. With YouTubers,
you do favours for your pals in the prison. Like try and distract a guard so that they're not seen during, work time or whatever. There's jobs to do. You can go to the gym to get yourself fitter.
Yeah, this all sounds like the first one.
It's all the same stuff. And like the Walking Dead version of it, the recipes are a bit obscure.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, they're a bit obscure. There was one that did amuse me, where you had a bar of soap and a sock, and you combine the sock and the soap, and you obviously then have like a Scum. What was it called? What's that movie called? Scum, that was based in the Borstal.
Oh, I can't remember, Nate.
Yeah, Ray Winston.
Yeah. Anyway, so you have that. You can make one of those. But it's things like, where you're trying to make like pliers for cutting wire, like wire cutters and stuff
You
like that.
nearly rhymed then and you pulled out of it. Pliers for cutting wires.
Yeah, I backed out, didn't I? I didn't want to commit.
You pulled out last minute.
But like the recipes are a bit obscure. There's a lot
Chris,
of like
please.
trying to.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate, but what do you expect? Sneaking that one in.
There's another one. We need to move away from prisons. Seriously. Please carry on, Nick. Sorry. Excuse our smutty.
I can't. I don't really know what to say about it.
It's not inspiring you by the sounds of it.
It's more of the same. Like you say, I don't really know what's new. It's just more puzzles, I guess. It's just. I mean, in fairness, it is only preview, and in preview, I can only access the first 2 prisons. So
right,
it's not the full game. But I am a bit like, well, I don't really know what's new.
I'm trying to find like I'm just having a look at where they sent us the code. I'm just looking at it now, and I can't see and new for So here you go. The preview build allows you. No, you just said that. Yeah. Okay. No, it doesn't say and new for this game.
No, you just. I mean, you're in your prison. You've got to be at roll call at certain points. You've got to go to dinner. You've got to go to your job, and then you have moments of free time where you kind of madly scrambling around, just kind of get the layout.
I mean, you are just describing the Escapists right now.
Exactly, and it's exactly that. And like I say, again, I haven't played the original, but I did play the Walking Dead one, and it's the same thing with that. It was it followed the same format with the Walking Dead version of it. You had to eat, you had to do your jobs, you had to go to the gym to get your stamina up or your strength up or whatever. You could go to the library to increase your intelligence, which then helps you make, better recipes. It's the same game. It's the same game.
I mean,
I sound really down on it, but the same. I mean, it's fun. It's fun. It's a nice puzzle game to be fair. I mean, it is a bit restrictive in terms of what does frustrate me about it is obviously the day, your prison day is drastically shortened, isn't it? Because obviously, you don't work full 24 hours, do you? So, you get up, you go to roll call, and then you go to breakfast, and then your free time's very limited. So you can only scrabble around a little bit. It's like you're inching forward all the time, and then you get called to your job, and it's just a bit. I don't know.
Do you remember a Spectrum game called School Days?
No.
And School Days 2. I've just realised this is basically that, but top down. But you were a school kid, and it was the same. You go to your lesson, you sit down. You can muck around a bit, when the teacher's not looking, you can write on the chalkboard, and then it's school bell goes, and it's next lesson, lunch, next lesson. It's just, great games. I remember the Escapists because of all the sort of gaming swag that gets sent, and I say swag because it's it's not great. But I remember they sent a bright orange towel with the Escapists on it and some prison soap. Well, I mean, it's just soap, I suppose. But I just remember that towel, I think, still in rotation in the Cook household. So thanks. That's just, if you're going to send stuff, make it useful, is what I'm saying. I didn't review the game, so full disclosure, I didn't review the game. I don't think I even did a video or streamed it. It was just a nice, fluffy towel, which is. I mean, it's no body bag, Chris. I'll admit, but.
No, I'm still waiting to
What have you done with that? No, actually, leave it.
Don't ask.
It's sat next to me in the spare room.
I mean, and that's where it will be.
Bit
gather
creepy,
dust
Chris.
for some
Bit
time.
creepy.
Yeah, It's next to my sunglasses that I got as well.
If I may,
so I'm gonna look cool.
If I
doing
may
it.
do a joke that would perhaps be more befitting of the 80s. Hey, Chris, take that body bag, and when your in-laws come round, throw it over the door. Warn the fuckers. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah. Boom. That's Basil Brush one.
So that's Escapists too.
Yeah.
I sound thrilled, don't I?
So there you
Sounds
go.
so excited. It's unreal.
I'll be honest, I haven't formed an opinion yet.
No.
Hellblade.
Right.
So I just wanted to talk about this because we got some gameplay footage last week.
Yes, finally.
It went on IGN, and it kind of went on the day before the interview because I interviewed.
It was nice of them to time it that way.
Antoniades, the creative director. Yeah, it was. Cheers. And
get you, Chris. It was talking to you. Well, I know.
But he answered a lot of the questions I had about that footage because, there was some things that I wasn't sure whether they were going to be part of the game throughout or whether it was just for the sake of this gameplay trailer. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but there was no HUD. There was nothing on screen at all. It was all just game. So that is true. There is going to be no HUD throughout. There's nothing that pops up on screen other than the symbolism, which is part of the game anyway. It's not even to do with what's in and around your peripherals when you play. And there was originally like your health bars and whatnot, and they just decided to just get rid of it, just take it out because of the game.
I can get behind that. I don't know about you.
And...
That's...
Oh no, I think that was what a lot of people said about Horizon is that it was a lot going on.
A lot of screen furniture.
Nice just have a bit less and just focus on the visuals, and it looks gorgeous, and I think it's a good move. And he also said about there's no tutorial, you're just going to get straight into it, and I think there'll be a few like button prompts, but nothing. You're essentially playing this story from start to finish.
Did he say how long it was?
And he said it was about 8 hours.
I can't even when I don't mean to do it, I'm doing it.
I had to stop myself though.
Long enough. Long enough.
It's not like said... it counts. So sorry. Anyway, carry on. Carry on.
It is if it's 7 on the Slack, Nicola.
Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Slack.
Tell us about Hellblade.
What's just happened? Go on. Yeah, tell us about Hellblade.
So
it's 7 long.
I don't know. I had to recover.
About 7 inches long. 7 hours long. That was
tired and
genuine.
emotional.
Sorry.
So go penis.
Okay,
there we
done.
go. Let's get it all out.
No,
that's what she said.
not on the podcast.
Right, God, where was I?
You're talking about it
8 hours long.
8 hours long.
8 hours.
Yeah, and basically I was going to say the length.
It's the girth that matters. We all know that.
I'm off now.
Yeah.
So he said the game's 8 hours long, and one of the kind of things that interested me as well was the fact that he was saying people are questioning the price and why
are they
so
really?
Cheap if it's this.
As if people are right. People are questioning the price. He just keeps bringing it up. Because I've done a few news stories on this, and you can guarantee at the bottom of the email it's like, well, it's not a full price game.
Did you see the trailer where the trailer was 4 minutes? I was like, oh wow, that's a long trailer, but it wasn't really. The first 2 minutes of the video were the trailer, then 2 minutes after were a message from the developers saying about we're trying. And to be fair, right, this is a very interesting discussion we could have another time perhaps, but it's interesting to see this kind of game coming back because it has now very much become AAA game, indie game. There used to be a second tier of games that were a bit cheaper, and now, because I was thinking about this the other day, now we get games that you think... So Micro Machines is a perfect example, like Nicola. Micro Machines is a game that I feel like in the Xbox 360 generation would have been a 2,400 pointer. Do you know what I mean? And now it's forced to be retail because every game is digital. So there's no differentiation between a digital game and a disc game. Therefore, there's kind of no space for that Xbox Live Arcade of summer, lest we forget how amazing those summer of arcades were. That even Sony started doing their thing not that long ago, where they would kind of say, these 4 games we're promoting big time. So in a way, Hellblade... Whether they intend it to, whether they are trying to make this the thing, Hellblade has some weight on its shoulders because if it's good and we don't know. This is not like bullshit. At this point of recording, we don't know if it's really good. It shows developers that mid-tier can exist. If it's bad, it kind of makes them go, fuck that.
But, I mean, we've just been talking about Lawbreakers. Lawbreakers fits into that.
Yep.
A little bit as well, doesn't it? Because he's talking about AAA development and the cost of AAA development. And, of course, he's been in AAA development.
Yeah. All his career, really.
So, yeah, I mean, it is interesting. I was just saying, I think Lawbreakers is interesting and I'd like it to do well. And it's similar with this Hellblade. I still don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I know what it is now more than I did before that trailer. Like, this to me, and I know they've said this before, I just didn't think they really meant it. This to me is, and this is what worries me, this is the spiritual successor very much so to Heavenly Sword. And I didn't hate Heavenly Sword like a lot of people did, but I would not say it was their best game.
No, I think one of the most underrated games of all time came from Ninja Theory in the form of Enslaved.
I don't think it was underrated. It was just undersold. Like, it was rated well.
I never hear anyone talking about it.
I really liked it.
Enslaved. The Pigsy's DLC was great as well. That's a great game.
What's his face as old monkey, didn't it?
Circus, Andy Circus.
Yeah, Circus.
That's right.
Monkey.
And Trip was and she was. I fell in love with her a little bit.
Right. Can I just? I know this is off a tangent here. So Monkey and Trip. Are we? Was there a link between that and the old show that I watched as a kid when you probably weren't born, called Monkey?
I
that
don't
had Pigsy in
remember
it. Had Pigsy, Tripitaku or whatever his name was, and Monkey.
It sounds like a question we should have asked Ninja Theory.
That mad Chinese. Was it Chinese? Was it Japanese? I don't know.
Remember, Nick. Sorry.
Oh my god.
That's a great game, though. That's what I know about it. I know that Enslaved was a terrific game.
It's got to be Trip, Monkey, and Pigsy. Definitely. I'm going to look that up.
Do you feel like Ninja Theory have had the shittest luck? Like, they put out Enslaved, right? Fantastic game, did shit. They put out DMC. I'm going to say this on the podcast, and I'm going to anger people. DMC is the best Devil May Cry, and it wasn't made by Capcom. It was made by Ninja Theory.
Is that
and
the
it's
one
the game.
With the emo?
Yep, that's Emo Dante. But the gameplay is the best.
Stanton
in the
goes
series.
On about that constantly.
It's the best in the series. It is. It's incredible. Worth picking up, actually, the PS4 and Xbox One or whatever, the definitive edition it was called. Worth picking up still now. But again, sold shit. Fans were against it before it even came out. Brilliant game. Like Heavenly Sword, not awful, but it was a Sony published game, exclusive. Did shit. You know, like, I'm trying to think, there are other games. They had a VR game, Ninja Theory, I think, as well. They tried mobile. Remember Me? No, was that them? No, that was Don't Nod. That was Don't Nod. Sorry. But Ninja Theory seem to have had this. Like, I find it weird they've gone back to the Heavenly Sword well, and I really hope they've learnt lessons and haven't just made another one, because it will get beaten up if they have.
I think they've grown up a bit. I think they're making a much maturer game. I think they're incorporating a brand new dynamic, which I don't think's really been used before, and the whole kind of the voices.
But my worry about that, Chris, is that they use that to cover up the gameplay cracks, because it doesn't look like DMC. Yeah. It does look like Heavenly Sword. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I hope I'm wrong.
It'd be interesting, because I kind of want them to succeed.
It would be nice.
This is their game, you know.
I'd love to see the B games come back.
This is their game, and they got full control on it. And I just hope it kind of does it. Whether it will, we'll see. I just hope it's really.
I'd love to see the B tier come back, and I don't mean that in a disparaging way. I'd love to see their room, because there is room for a £20 game.
Yeah,
you know, there totally is room. For a £20 sort of 12-hour or 8 to 12-hour one and done game, there's totally room for that. Just like there's room for a £20 sort of Lawbreakers style game, you know.
Yeah. Well, let's wish them all the best, and I as I say, I hope it does well. But yeah, unfortunately, everyone, that is the end of the podcast.
You're going to have to wait for another week to hear about breastfeeding game. Yeah.
and could we do that? Play that game?
Can I just put it out there? I don't want to play that game.
No, I don't want to play that game. Yeah, certainly don't want to be on camera doing it.
I did it in real life. I can't be asked playing it in a video game.
Hey, I've milked things on camera. I could probably.
You're a pro, Chris. I've seen that video.
I'm very good at it.
Yeah, I'm a pro. I'm good at milking.
Just before we go, I've been doing some sneaky googling, and Enslaved, which did you forget this was written by Alex Garland? That
I know, yeah.
What a shame.
Legend.
Anyway, it is based on that TV series. It is based on that.
I might have to replay Enslaved. That's a great.
Is it possible?
Well, I might have to. Well, it's on PC, but I always remember that game because everyone seemed to love it, and it did incredibly badly. It scored well. It did well, but nobody seemed to buy it. And I actually remember that for a long time, one of the top guys in the UK, Bandai Namco, then Namco Bandai. Oh God! But he lamented for a long time about how great that game was. Like, they did try. I don't know why that game didn't sell.
I don't know, because it looked great as well.
It did look great.
It
they face captured, didn't they?
And they used mocap on Circus. It was written by Alex Garland. It looked fantastic. It was really colourful and
in my head, Trip looked a bit like Aloy.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, a hazy memory. But do you remember the Pigsy DLC where he had the sniper rifle? It was really, even the DLC was really good. They tried so hard. It's worth playing. They tried so hard to get that game to catch fire.
If you think about it, though, the way that Monkey climbed, was a bit of a precursor to the way that what's his face? Oh, Nathan.
Oh, Nathan Drake. Yeah. I mean, it probably. I don't know. I mean, it was last gen. We'll never see another DMC. We'll never see another Enslaved. And bit of a dour note to end on, really.
It was released in 2010.
God.
40 hours.
Wow. I just like Ninja Theory's games when they hit it right. They hit it right, big time. So Heavenly Swords, 6 out of 10 game, I think it was, if I remember correctly. But I'm trying. There's definitely another game. There's definitely another game. Can anyone think what it is? Ninja
Theory did.
They haven't made 3 games in 7 years. I've
just googled them. They did Disney Infinity.
Yeah, they didn't
the Marvel
develop it solely.
Version. We've got Hellblade, Disney Infinity, the Disney Infinity Marvel section of 2, DMC, Enslaved, Heavenly Sword, Kung Fu Chaos.
Right. Oh, Fight Back was the iOS game.
That's their major ones.
So they've been working on. Yeah, I'm looking on Wikipedia now. DMC, they did the definitive edition, and I know Disney Infinity. I don't think they were the sole developer.
No, but they. I mean, obviously that got canned as well, didn't it?
Well, and that was much better than it deserved. No, it was a better game than being shit canned deserved, is what I mean.
Yeah.
But it does look like they've been kind of doing Hellblade for a while.
Oh, hang on a minute, boys. Hellblade's got a photo mode.
Oh well, there we go then. Good.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
It's an automatic purchase.
I mean, it does look very pretty anyway, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
they're calling it an independent AAA, which means that it'll be developed and published independently, but with the quality in production. And it does look very impressive.
They've mocapped this as well, haven't they?
Holy shit. The game was announced at Sony's Gamescom in 2014. Oof. So there's definitely something riding on it. 20 people made the game. The game's full title was only announced March 2016. I think there's a lot riding on this one. And by the time we do the next podcast, it should be out.
They've been plugging it. They have been plugging it, haven't they?
Yeah, we'll have played
Hope so, yeah. I mean, it'd be August the 8th that's out.
Oh, it's coming out the same day as Lawbreakers.
How strange. There's a bit of serendipity there, isn't there?
Interesting. And there's similar pricing from the... I'm totally Googling while I'm chatting to you here.
No, I was doing the same. I find it interesting.
Similar pricing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll be... Well, it's got photo mode, so I'll be playing it.
Well, there you go. You can keep your eye on the old Geek for more info on Hellblade and everything you've listened to today. I'm going to plug it again, but it's a very, very important cause to us. It's the Patreon. Obviously, if you've been paying attention to the site recently, you've seen a hell of a lot of previews go up from Callum Agnew about Mario Rabbids. Help me out, Adam. What else have we had? Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Wolfenstein, and we've got 2 more still to come. Agents of
Mayhem,
we've
got 2 awesome.
Which Patreon people already saw, actually. We've already sent them the video for that, and when that's going up, when the write-up goes up.
Yeah.
And another one that I can't remember if I can mention, but it's another shooting game that's coming out next year. It's not out this year, it's out next year, so it's a bit of a far cry away from now this year, so...
Oh!
What? I don't understand.
So, yeah, there you go. You can head over there, donate as little or as much as you can, but it is appreciated because it does get us to these events and it gets us stuff to help cover these games just for you. That's patreon.com/GoesAGeek. And you can follow us all on Twitter. I'm at FirstAvenger83. Nick is at Wavy_Gravy with an E. Mm-hmm. And Adam is at Jeebus.
Yo.
Thanks for joining me, guys.
Welcome.
And thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Bye.